I'm back, and my apologies for the lack of content lately. Be honest with you, just ran out of ideas, didn't have anything that I thought was interesting at all, and so just haven't been filming. Haven't made it back to Norwalk or Dragway 42 because I've been working a lot, and it's been extremely hot. Today's extremely hot. It's so humid, there's like a haze. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But yeah, it's not a good time. There's a slight breeze that comes right through here though. Anyway though, today I wanted to show you the not so, hold on. Let's back this up for a second. Small upgrades to the car. There was a certified POS tack about right there on the dash that is gone. It's been replaced with a auto gauge 5-inch tack with shift light. I have it set at about 6,500 RPM. It got moved a little bit. It might be a little bit over 65 now. That's all right. We can readjust that. And rear of the car, which we did yesterday, we put Calvert Racing 9-way adjustable shocks. And you guys cannot see that at all. Let me see if I can get a view. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell up there in between the spring and the gas tank, but there's a little Calvert 9-way adjustable shock. There's one on the other side too. And we installed them yesterday. That was fairly simple. There was a little hiccup with Calvert sending me the wrong size nut. Well, it was the right size nut, but it had the wrong threads in it. Luckily, I have a collection of nuts and bolts, and I had the correct one. Not an issue. And then to make the car loading easier, I bought race ramps. Race ramps are extremely nice, extremely high dollar. That's the bad part about it. So the not so fun side of hot rodding, when you're pushing the limits of anything, you're going to have problems. It doesn't matter if you're trying to make 500 horsepower or 5,000 horsepower. At some point you will run into some kind of issue when you're pushing things to the limit. And last night I ran into an issue and the car left me stranded. And I'm not exactly sure if I have an issue with my MSD ignition box, an issue with the wiring, which I cannot find any issues right now, or if it was just a freak thing and had a bad fuse. Long story short, I was testing my new Calvert shocks, and good news is they worked great. Didn't have the slicks on it, just had my street tires. You know, was playing around on the street, you know, not doing excessively high speeds, but just kind of, you know, shifting into like first, second gear aggressively just to see if the back of the car would pick up and plant, you know, and a couple little easy test launches just to see if it would plant. So for doing big burnouts, I'm definitely going to have to tighten the shocks up so it behaves more of like the old shocks that were on there, which are Summit Racing, whatever Garrett bought back in the day that I bought off him. They're supposed to be adjustable. Don't really know how to adjust them. They don't have a knob on them. Anyway though, so yeah, Calvert shocks were working great. Was making a test pull. Car was charging hard, was running great. Everything was just working beautiful. I was like, wow, man, I am on a pass. And all of a sudden it was like, whoa, like nosed over, and I was like, so I immediately pushed the clutch in and put it into neutral, because when engines fail, they tend to make the rear tires lock up, which can make you crash. And I tried to start it, and it wouldn't start, and it acted just like last time I lost a ignition box. At which point, I'm rolling down the road, I call Garrett, and I'm like, Garrett, I need you to come save me, get your trailer. I told him where I was at. No questions asked, he come and saved me, because Garrett's the man. And yeah, so I was panicked. I was like, you know, at first I'm like, did I lose a motor? Why did this thing shut off? Did I lose fuel? Do I know I had fuel pressure? Took the air cleaner off, hit the accelerator pumps on the carb, plenty of fuel coming out, so I know there's fuel in the bulls. So it wasn't a fuel filter. The fuel pump I could clearly hear running. And when it was cranking on the starter, you could tell it had compression. So, and it didn't sound like it was down cylinder or anything like that. Okay, so no sparky. These spark plugs got drenched in fuel. Let's make sure you guys. So anyway, though, they don't look incredibly bad. I mean, they're used, but they had a lot of runtime on them this year, and they don't look filed. So yeah, this is the not so fun side of hot rodding, or you know, trying to race car or anything. You're gonna run into issues like this, and it's kind of a freak thing. So the good news is I called MSD and I asked them if they've been having any issues with their, you know, 6010, or not 6010, 6014-3. There's a 6014, 6014-3. The 6014-3 is just black. The other one's like the classic red color. I got the black version just so it kind of blends in with the car better. Anyway though, I told the guy what happened. His response was, we're not perfect, nobody's not perfect. We do have them go out every now and then. And I was like, well, I've had this box like less than a year. He said, if it's less than a year and you have a receipt, which I know on Summit Racing on the website somewhere, I'll be able to find a receipt from when I bought the damn thing, or an order or invoice or whatever. He said, you know, send it back to them and they'll replace it or fix it, no questions asked. I still have the original packaging. The box over there is laying in the trash can back there, but I still have it. So if that's the case, then I guess we'll send it back. So anyway, game plan is I got a box of 30 amp fuses from Napa, and I'm gonna clean up these spark plugs. I'm gonna throw them back into the car. I'm gonna put a new fuse in the fuse holder. We're gonna try to fire it up, see what happens. So yeah, again, my apologies for not making content. Let me know what you guys want to see. So let's sandblast these and we'll figure out what's going on together. All right, guys, plugs are back in the car. I cranked it over with no plugs in it just to see if it'd build oil pressure. That's the last time this happened. I did that just to make sure nothing crazy internally happened. So what we are gonna do here, I'm gonna adjust turn that down just a hair. Get it right on the, that looks like 65 to me, so I'm gonna, hold on, we gotta make sure no tunes start playing. Don't want to get copyright bullshit. Alright, let's see if it's gonna fire. We're back, baby. We're back. Just that fuse blew. That makes me feel a whole lot better. So, alright, the other change I did is I put Shell Rotella 15W40 in this bad girl because the piston slaps so bad when I fire it up. I'm trying to quiet it down a little bit, maybe add a little extra oil cushion to everything. And when this thing's good and hot, it still has like 38 pounds of oil pressure at idle, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're good. I seriously was panicked a little bit last night, so that's not the so fun side of hot rodding. All right, guys, so in the last clip you seen that the car fired up, it ran, I revved the shit out of it, I hit the two-step a few times. I had the car off with the key on just to see if the line lock, I could hear it go clicky click. It did. So everything's working the way it's supposed to be. Earlier, you know, I said about, you know, I thought it was the MSD box. That happened before. The old MSD 6010, you know, kind of had some issues. You can read about it online. With that being said, I don't want to let people think that I think MSD makes bad products, because I don't think that. I think that I thought that maybe I had bad luck with them, but in the racing world, pushing the boundaries, even the good parts break. And I think MSD, who's owned by Holley, there's a lot of stuff that's owned and produced by Holley on this car. I think Holley and MSD are the good parts. If I really started getting after it and going fast, My ignition, you know, it would be a Holley Dominator paired with the new MSD 600 and the MSD Smart Coils, because when you look at people who are currently breaking records and winning races and going rounds, that's the ignition system, the ECM, and everything that they're using is right there. The Dominator, MSD 600, MSD Smart Coils. Seems like the new MSD Smart Coils have been kicking ass lately. All over Drag Week, or you know, Rocky Mountain Race Week, Midwest Drag Week, all of that. Those cars are running all that stuff, and they're surviving on the street, and they're kicking ass at the track. So, you know, I just don't want people to think stay away from MSD, because that's not the case. I'm super happy that the box is good, and it was just a fuse. The only thing I can think of is when you're on the two-step, you're essentially turning the engine on and off at a very high rate of speed. The same thing when you hit the rev limiter, is turning the spark on and off at a very high rate, even faster. And maybe when I was, you know, on the two-step, or I hit the two-step, it's causing the current to go, you know, super fast. It just popped a fuse. Or, you know, it could have just been a freak thing, you know, I don't know. Who's to say? Everything's working the way it's supposed to be, so probably gonna go out and do some more testing, maybe not as late at night, and yeah, that's where we're at. And guess what, I got spare fuses in the freaking center console now. Not just in the glove box, in the center console. So if something happens, whip that thing off on the side of the road, rip that fuse out, look at it, be like, oh shit, or maybe, oh shit, we got bigger problems. Slap another one in there, fire it, and go. The spark plugs were covered in gas. Like I said earlier, they didn't look bad, but they were definitely gassy. So them are cleaned up. So this thing ought to be making some good horsepowers now. And we're all good. So anyway though, over 400 subscribers now. That's pretty crazy. Like, that'd be a big ass room full of people. I appreciate that. Again, my apologies for not providing content. Didn't really know what to make content about. If there's anything you guys want to see, please comment, let me know, and we'll try to make it happen. I'm sure people would like to see some more at the racetrack action. That's kind of hard for me with my schedule. So like Wednesday, they have Wednesday night stuff going on in Norwalk, but here's the kicker, I gotta work Thursday, so I wake up at 3:15 in the morning. Or if I work Wednesday, then I get off at 5, the track opens at 5, so I'm gonna miss a bunch, you know, first, maybe even second round. And you know, you just go there and you spend a bunch of money to get in, and you know, money on gas to get the car there and everything, and then, you know, I might get 1 or 2 passes. So, you know, if that, maybe just 1 pass. So that's kind of the kicker with it. When I go to nights here pretty soon, it'll be a lot easier, because like, oh, I don't have to work Wednesday night, let's go racing, and then I can sleep in all day and then go to work and feel great. So that'll actually be better for me. Or same thing Friday, like, oh, I gotta work Saturday, don't got nothing going on Friday night, let's go test and tune, boys. So anyway though, that's the updates. And I don't know, I know of a test area by a friend of mine's, so maybe we'll put the slicks on it and skinnies and go try a little, you know, closed private road action in Mexico, you know, because Mexico is not that far away from here. So thanks again for liking, comment, subscribing, all of this stuff. Please keep it up. Anything you want to see, let me know. We'll see you next time.